It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. That's Dan France Concrete. Danny Brewer back with you, folks. I'm extremely pleased now to be joined by Smyrna High School coach Lance White. Coach White, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, we're happy to have you on here. You know, normally I introduce this as I'm pleased to be joined by the Dean of Rutherford County head football coaches, Matt Williams, because, you know, Coach Williams has been there. He's been at Smyrna. He is the longest tenured coach in Rutherford County, which to me is a huge statement to not only what he has done at Smyrna, but just his football knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So Coach White, let's tell a few people, kind of give me a little background of who you are and what you do at Smyrna High School, if you would please, sir, to get this thing started.
Well, I'm the defensive line coach. Came on board with Matt and the Bulldogs 2 years ago. So this was just my second year there, but my 25th, I have to do math, my 25th overall in coaching. And I spent a lot of time in Williamson County at Independence and Franklin as a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator before coming over here. And family lives in Rutherford County, and it just made sense to get close to the kids and to work for such a great guy in Matt Williams and a great coaching staff. I feel pretty well at home with these guys.
So, you know, Williamson County is no joke as far as football is concerned. You know, you got proud programs there. Like you said, you know, Independence, but you know, Independence has had some good seasons. Ravenwood is always a powerhouse. Brentwood has won state championships, all that kind of stuff. But when you made the move to Rutherford County, you know, of course, I'm prejudiced because I'm a Smyrna guy and all that stuff. But Rutherford County, I deem as the SEC of high school football when you talk about the 6A district, especially the region that you're in, you know, this year. Tell me a little bit about what it was like going from Williamson County to Rutherford County.
Well, it's like running a gauntlet. I mean, each and every week you're going to face somebody that's going to be physical, tough, and with a tough mindset, a tough program. Well coached. You've got to really be sharp and on your game, both offensively, defensively, and in the special teams as well. And it's a battle. Each and every single week is a battle. There's no no way around it. Each and every team we face each and every week gives unique challenges to try to overcome. So it is a challenge, but it's an exciting challenge. It's what you do this for.
So we want to talk a little bit about Thursday night's game. Of course, Bulldogs made the playoffs as the 4 seed, had to go to Green Hill. Green Hill's got a pretty good football team. Things didn't necessarily go the way you want. Early, exciting. You know, the pick six that put Smyrna up 7-0. Talk a little bit about that play, because that was a D lineman that did that, right?
Yeah, it was Anthony Staples doing what he's coached to do. He's a very coachable young man, and it was a screenplay, and Anthony read it perfectly and flattened out and just stepped right in the line of fire right there. And defensive lineman's dream, so to speak, to be able to pick one off and then not only pick it off, but to go on all the way into the end zone. It was an exciting play for him. I was super excited for that young man. He works very, very hard, brings it to practice every single day. And, we got a lot of kids like that. But super excited for Anthony. And it couldn't have started out better for us. There's a really exciting play to start the game with.
When you talk about D lineman's dream, I mean, you're right, because so you got the football in your hands, and you usually don't ever get the football in your hands, and there's only 15 yards between you and pay dirt, so you don't have to run real far for somebody, because somebody could will chase you down. So you're right, D lineman's dream.
D lineman's dream, fortunately for us, he knew exactly what to do with it. He had actually made a play like that earlier in the in the fall camp, and in a scrimmage of all things, he had made a play like that. So it was something we I kind of it was surprising, but it wasn't surprising at the same time.
Right, yeah, and of course, as the game unfolded, their horses kind of took over. When we talk about Green Hill, they got a pretty daggum good quarterback, and the running back there, he was pretty good too.
Well, they had a couple of them. They had two good running backs back there, and the quarterback is a dual threat kind of kid. And but I got to give credit to their offensive line. They really did some damage up front and got some push on us, and the running backs really had pretty good vision all night long. Just kept cutting back to the weak side, and give that team a lot of credit. They're senior heavy, and physical. They spread it to run it, and just we knew that going in, and we knew what kind of challenge it would be going into it. But give them credit; they're well-coached football team and very physical up front, and it made a difference in the game.
Yeah, they're coached by Smyrna grad Josh Crouch, just to throw a little bit more Bulldog trivia out there for you. But the final score was 42-14, but the game was much closer than that. I mean, up until the midway through the fourth quarter, it was still in question. There were some things that didn't necessarily go your way, a few bad breaks and that kind of stuff, but still a lot closer game than the final score indicates.
Agreed. Our kids played hard. Very proud of our kids. They never quit. They played their guts out all night long. And like you say, just the team that makes the most breaks is usually going to win the game, and they made some breaks. We didn't. So again, give them credit. They came into the game with a good game plan, and they were very physical most of the night. But give credit to our kids too. They played hard and tough most of the night, like you said, and couldn't be more proud of this group.
I want to talk about another one of the D linemen, a kid who has impressed me throughout the entire season, actually through his entire Bulldog career, and that's Jerry Martin. What a warrior that kid is.
Yeah, he's going to be missed. He's a beast. He just does so many things, so many things on the field. And we moved him around a lot, believe it or not. We moved him from the interior to the exterior, and always had a kind of a plan for that, and trying to zero him in on where he could fit best for us in which weeks. And then there's several games when, we asked him to go, both interior and exterior. And I mean, he handled it with tremendously. And he, like I said, he's a beast. He's one of the most explosive kids I've ever coached. And a real leader on the football team. And he's just, brings the energy every day. The rest of the team feeds off of him, and can't say enough good things about him. He's going to be sorely missed, going on to the next level, hopefully, and doing, the same thing he was able to do with us.
Well, I think that he had team high 8 tackles. He played, on the center most time. I mean, I saw him, and I know you had to move him around because other teams will game plan for him specifically because he is such an animal,
Yeah, we tried to leave him in the middle as much as we could most of the year because, we just didn't want people running away from him.
Right.
And, there were times when you needed him on the edge for pass rush, ability and things of that nature. But, most of the time we tried to leave him in the middle just so, people couldn't game plan away from that because he had the ability to destroy blocks and split up double teams better than anybody we had, and just strength and explosive ability and technique. He's one of the most coachable kids I've had at the same time. It's just, a fun thing to have, a player that has that kind of ability, but at the same time is as coachable as he was. It's just, I can't say enough good things about him. He's going to be tremendously missed. I wish I had 10 Jerry Martins. Really
no question. Because he also, just to finish up on him, there's a lot of things that he does that are not statistically graphed. And like you said about as far as because he'll take on a double team and that frees somebody up to make a tackle. So also non-statistical, outstanding, right?
Yes, when he's taking up 2 blocks and sometimes 3, that's freeing up a linebacker behind him. And then at the same time, I always talk to our defensive linemen about, sometimes a hurry is as good as a sack, because you can affect a throw. And he had certainly had the ability to get push up the middle, from time to time and split double teams, which would definitely affect the throw of a quarterback, no question. But, just a tremendous force, which freed up a lot of other guys to make plays across our defense.
So, Coach, I know that, obviously Smyrna, the season is done. We're putting a wrap on it. I want to rewind a little bit. So, you've got 2 games left to go in the regular season. Destiny's in your own paws. If you win, you're in the playoffs, which is the goal every year for Smyrna, is always to be in the playoffs. The last 2 games were against your North Rutherford County rivals. Always, no matter what the records are, you outscored Laverne and Stewart's Creek 69-0. That was the combined scores of those 2 football games. How about that? The pride, especially you being D-line coach. How about that? Give me a little something on that.
Well, credit goes to our coaching staff for coming up with great plans, and our team for buying in. Our kids, did the work. Our coaches did the work, and that's where the credit's got to go first. And you had to treat both of those weeks, like you said. You've got to treat both those weeks like playoff weeks. We knew what was at stake. We're very honest with our kids up front. Here's what's at stake, and they accepted that challenge each and every day of practice. We had good weeks of practice both of those weeks going in, and that's just a testament to the players for accepting it, and it's a testament to our coaches for coming up with good plans at the same time. So, couldn't be more proud of the program in general over that. But it playoff mentality is what that came down to those 2 weeks.
Paint the wall. I think that's what that's Coach Williams' goal, is to paint the wall, because I think that's what happens with the Stewart's Creek and Laverne is we paint the wall down there at Smyrna with those wins. So So you painted the wall, and it was good to get out the paintbrush for those 2 weeks. Lee, you mentioned program. Let's talk a little bit about the Bulldog program. How about them facilities down there?
Oh, second to none. I've been in some good places, and it's amazing what we have there. The square footage of the weight room, the updated locker room facilities. It's just and taking pride in what we have. You just couldn't be more blessed with good people helping us out on that over the years. Like I said, this was my second year coming in, and so I came into when it first opened, but I coached in other places and actually had to face Smyrna over the years in the old facilities as well. So I remember what it was like, and what an upgrade it has been, and it certainly helps the football program overall. You got all that space that you can work with, and can get more players in the weight room at once. It couldn't be more blessed with it. Got coaching space as well, to sit down and game plan and do what we need to do there, and watch film, and it's second to none. It's tremendous facilities, yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about, I know we're losing Jerry Martin, as far as Smyrna loses Jerry Martin, and he's going to be a big loss. But talk about some of the other kids got come back, because kind of sophomore, junior heavy, right?
We were junior heavy, for sure. Outside of, Jerry's obviously, a big loss for us, but we've got a lot of our D linemen back next year, including Staples, who had the pick 6 the other night. We got several guys coming back up there on the defensive front. We've got, linebacker and Sanders coming back as well, and we've got a junior heavy class. So it's exciting. Looking forward to the future. Getting these guys here in a few weeks. We got the dead period stuff coming up that we've got to take and by rule, and but after that, getting back to work in the weight room and in the off season, and it's kind of nice that you can have so many guys returning that you can, hopefully you can pick up where you've left off. So exciting outlook for the future for sure.
So a little bit about the freshman program as well, because I think you had a pretty good freshman class this year, right?
We did. We were very excited about those freshmen. A lot of good linemen in that group too. So, we needed that. Coming through. Can't win without the big boys up front. That's for sure. And we got a lot of good kids in that the last couple of weeks. Some of them coming up and helping us in practice. I didn't get a chance a lot of times to see him in person, game-wise. I was always coaching with the JV and, on Monday nights, so I didn't always get a chance to see him. But I know from the last few weeks of having him with us in the in varsity practices and filling in some spots on our scout teams, is a good-looking group coming up, and we couldn't be more excited about them. We got a lot of good kids in that group, too. So, very coachable kids and seem to absorb, pretty well what we're telling them. So it's exciting, very exciting.
Well, Coach White, I offer you congratulations on a good season, another good season for Smyrna. We certainly appreciate your time, and we wish you folks the best of luck as we move forward.
Okay, I appreciate you having me, and go Bulldogs.
Yeah, boy, Coach. So the Coaches Show is brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue ribs and many local favorites on Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne Marie Brents and the Lanning family.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out